Malik. I'm author of the novel Doughnuts for Amy. This is my blogging buddy, Kevin Ray, the rock star dad. And Doughnuts for Amy is a classic romantic love story centered around Nick St. Germain. Nick is the executive chef of Woodmont Retirement Community, and he's approaching the second anniversary of his wife's death. When Woodmont gets a new management company, Nick gets a new boss, a lovely divorce nurse named Amy Summers, and Amy has an affinity for donuts. Now, needless to say, given the title of the novel, there's a scene in which Chef Nick makes donuts for Amy from scratch. So which brings me to Kevin. We're here in Columbia. We're going to make donuts from scratch. We're going to walk it through with Kevin, an accomplished blogger, a good cook, but he's never tackled donuts before. So,
Well, I eat them.
And that qualifies as tackling. All right, so we're going to make yeast-risen donuts. So the first thing we need for yeast-risen donuts is we need yeast, and yeast needs some food. So we need a little bit of sugar. So we're going to put a little bit of yeast into our, let me get my measuring spoons here to cooperate. Put a little bit of yeast into here. And we'll put a couple of teaspoons in. A little bit of sugar, and then some warm milk. All right.
Just like Mom used to make.
All right, so if you would just take that,
All right.
stir that up for me. Yeast is a single-cell plant, and it has to wake up. And once it wakes up, it's going to start eating, and it's going to start belching out carbon dioxide. Now we just need to wait. All right. Well, I think it's done.
Looks like it.
Yeah. So.
Oh yeah.
Smells good? Smells good? Okay. Alright, so now we've got this wonderful yeasty mixture, and we've got some other things we're going to put in. We've got a little bit of egg yolk, 4 of them, because Kevin only had 4, otherwise I put 6 in. So we got a little bit of butter we're going to put in, and then I like malted milk powder.
Okay.
Right? Throw that in there, and then we got our flour. We already put our salt in.
And all these ingredients you can pretty much find at your local grocery store, can't
I
you?
would hope so. I mean, we're in Columbia. I mean, come on.
And I already knew the answer to that question because I bought all this at my local grocery store.
We have vanilla beans. All right, so this.
Y'all should smell this.
I got that one stuck on my nose. We're not gonna use it. So we have some fresh vanilla beans, right? I'm not gonna put that one on my nose. There's some fresh vanilla beans. And what we're gonna do, Kevin,
Okay.
is we're just gonna split this thing in half,
Okay.
like so, just like that. And then we're gonna open it up, and I'm gonna scrape out the inside.
Okay.
Right. And then we're just gonna drop it.
I always pictured vanilla beans as like a coffee bean, but I was kind of surprised at the grocery store to see that.
I know they're relatively inexpensive. They're only about $9 for this right here. But they grow along the equator, and they're the only edible orchid, and they have to be hand pollinated, and it takes forever. It takes anywhere from 3 to 6 months, sometimes longer, to cure them. All right, so now we got everything we need.
All right.
In it goes. This fancy KitchenAid mixer. Up.
Nice.
And now we wait. All right. Now that the fierce donut warrior has returned from the hunt, here's the spoils of the hunt. All right.
Oh.
So we've got we cut some big ones and some little ones. All right. And we got all the donut holes, and we got this little guy here as well that we cut up with the biscuit cutter. And so there you go. Now we don't want to cook them right now. As much as you would like to eat them right now, ideally we're going to let them sit for about 15 minutes or so. Because remember, we rolled them out a little bit to make it easier to cut. So we want them to proof just a little bit more because that yeast is still active. So we want them to sit for about 15 minutes or so. Because when they're done, we want them to fry up nice and round.
Okay.
And not so much, not so flat.
Okay.
Cool. So now while that's going on, we're going to make a glaze.
Okay.
All right. So while you weren't looking, I made a glaze. Right. So all this is chocolate. It's just melted chocolate. So you had some chocolate chips,
Yep.
and I had a chocolate bar, If you like Hershey's, go ahead and use that. If you like Ghirardelli, use that. If you like bittersweet chocolate, use that. If you want milk chocolate, use that. Keep in
Hear
mind,
that, ladies?
chocolate, chocolate, chocolate. All right? So all I did was I put it on this little pot, and you see it's barely simmering water. Kevin, one thing to keep in mind, if your chocolate gets too hot, it's going to break. And it's going to look all nasty, and we're going to have to throw it away.
Okay.
So you want it low temp,
Okay.
and chocolate will melt. You know, you put a piece in your mouth, and your mouth is,
Yeah.
hopefully your mouth is 98.6 degrees. I've got a thermometer here. I'm going to check your temperature in a second. But, then the chocolate melts at 98 degrees. So we only need about 100 degrees to melt the chocolate and to get a nice, smooth texture to it. Now, if we wanted, at this point, we could throw in a little bit of coffee. We could put a little cinnamon in.
Okay.
If we didn't think there was enough calories in this setup, we could put a little of melted butter in here, you know, stir it into our chocolate, just to add some cholesterol and some saturated fat. All right, so we've let them sit for about 15 minutes or so. All right, now I think they're ready to fry. If you want to just grab a handful of those guys, and we'll bring them over here to the oil, to the hot oil. You want the oil about 325 degrees. It's real important to use a candy thermometer or oil thermometer, something hot. And if the oil is too hot, the donuts are going to burn on the outside before the insides are done. If the oil is too cold, if it's under 300 or so, then they're going to absorb too much oil and they'll be greasy. Believe it or not, donuts have this characteristic shape because this is I believe it's a Dutch invention. And when they were frying up these big wads of dough, the inside wasn't cooking, so somewhere some brilliant chef got the idea, let's cut out the inside of it, and then when it cooks, the whole thing will be done.
Brilliant. We thank God for that person.
I'm gonna flip them around a couple of times. And they don't take long at all, a couple minutes or so.
Okay.
And then we're going to let them sit for about 15 seconds once we pull them out. Maybe you just want to grab in there with your fingers and yank those down.
Okay, why not?
All right, out they come. And let them sit. Just a second. Alright, so we got our donuts now. They're all fried up. I know, I'm just looking at our lips, right? You know? And so we got our melted chocolate and we got powdered sugar. So we can do either or. You know, if we have a little bit of cinnamon, we can put that into our powdered sugar or granulated sugar. It doesn't really matter. So just now they cooled off a little bit, just grab it.
Okay.
And you just dip it into the chocolate.
Like so?
Yeah, just like that, and twist it a little bit, and
Okay.
set it on that plate.
Okay.
And how's that?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Not too bad for a white boy.
Now if we wanted a little powdered sugar, do something like that.
Oh, wow.
You know?
Oh.
We'll take that big one and dip that and spin it in the chocolate.
Oh.
That does not look good at all, does it?
Oh, we need to get the roadies in here. Have them help out.
The road crew, yeah, man,
Yeah.
let's do it.
All right.
No, you can't eat that yet. Yeah, you don't want to eat that. Yeah, you show you what you do with this donut? Because you don't want to eat this one. I want to eat this one.
Because you know what? You need to eat a big one.
Mm.
Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Oh, here's some chocolate.
Mm.
I'm going to dip mine in powdered sugar and chocolate.
Oh. Oh. This is good.
Mm.
We need to invent smell-o-vision.
Look at the mess. Oh my gosh, look at the mess y'all are making.
Give me a kiss. Kiss me. Kiss my cheek. Kiss my cheek. Nah. Nah.
Mm.
This is excellent. And I can't believe how easy this is to make. I mean, this is something.
Hey, now you are the rock star dad now, buddy. You're not just an ordinary dad.
You like it?
Yeah, it's cool. Is you can do this on Friday. You might not want to tackle this on a Saturday morning. What you might do is make it on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Let the dough sit in your fridge overnight. And then Saturday morning, fry up your donuts and you're good to go.
Great family activity. As you can see, if you've got little kids, this is something that they will love.
Get it.
Well, I was looking for Kevin. I wanted to say goodbye. Hey, have you seen your dad? No, I'm too busy. Kevin! Kevin! What are you doing?
You guys pink?
Ha ha ha!